In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. It is a very beautiful article written by Dr. Amanda Nimon. And here she says nine principles which can somehow help us a lot in influencing and persuading other people for what we want. First of all, she says status. Take care of the status, social status of that particular person and treat them accordingly, not below that and not very high from that. If at all you are treating them very high from their genuine, real social status, the other people might mind it, dislike it, etc. Number two is social imitation. Whatever traditions are going on in the society, take care of that. Whatever is happening around you, mean whatever the traditions, whatever the people do it without feeling shame, and which up to an extent which the people feel pride while doing it, don't neglect it, rather practice it. Then is affiliation. Affiliation means the person you are working upon develop certain commonality, explore certain commonalities, and these commonalities should be positive or shouldn't be at least negative. Mean it shouldn't be something which they are ashamed of, and you are seen telling them that this is what you and I have in common. Rather talk about something which is pleasant, which is good, so that the other person feels affiliated with you, so that the other person feel affiliated with you. Number four is value framing. That is what the names you are using mean. It is value will be visible because of that. Mean there are people who are seen. A person told me that he has worked there in the South Korea for several years, and he is back now for permanently. He told that while we were there in the Korea, we used to eat this sort of omelette, and that was a Korean omelette. So we the people, some of the people, we were sitting with them. We were interested in eating, experiencing, enjoying that Korean omelette. We asked him to prepare it for us today, and we will have a lunch with this Korean omelette. Okay, he started doing that, and he brought, and we enjoyed it. We liked it, we enjoyed it. Once we had eaten it, later on he told that it is not what the I learned from the Koreans, rather because of certain other reasons, we used to make this sort of omelette while I was there in the South Korea. And this is, if at all he has not told us this thing, our interest in that particular sort of omelette would have been more important, would have continued it. But after listening that this was not the Korean omelette at all, so we people actually changed our mind. And I think whatever names we are giving to certain items, I think it is important, certain services, and I think that is maybe called value framing. And then the fifth is effort. Obviously, we do have to make the effort, and effort is a very important, and without effort nothing could be done. And take it in any meaning, effort is very important. And the sixth is reasoning. whatever we are trying to Whatever we are trying to persuade somebody, whatever we are trying to convince someone else, I think we should have certain arguments in favor of that. Not only that we should have certain arguments, rather we should be very good at presenting these arguments at the same time. So this is, I think, important. Reasoning is important. Obviously, this is the day of argumentation. This is the age of argumentation and the reasoning, and we cannot do all that. We cannot succeed anywhere else unless and until we are. I think it helps us a lot in many of the situations. Reasoning is really important. Inertia is the next one. Inertia mean ke we don't have to we do have to know that the people don't want to do much of the effort. So for that reason, we have to present our product in such a manner that the other person feel that, "Oh, okay, even if at all I am not much active, even then I can do that." So this is also what we need to keep in the mind. And the eighth is end goal. We must not forget whatever is the end goal. and we must keep this thing in our mind for all the time. If at all we don't do that, what is going to happen then? I think that we will not be going in the right direction at all. We might drift into the wrong direction. We must keep in our mind the end goal, and we must not be forgetting it at all. And then the number nine is execution. Any moment we feel that the other person is ready for that, we shouldn't be delaying the execution at all. Why? Because if at all the execution is delayed, what is going to happen then? I think the person might change their mind. So for that reason, all the persuasion, all the convincing, all the motivation, all the influencing of that particular person will be wasted. So we must take action and we must do the execution. That is very important. So this was the article written by Dr. Amanda Nimon, and this article is nine principles of influencing other people, persuading other people. So now I am going to make a quick revision of these nine principles. First of all, she says that take care of this status. This status, excuse me. Everyone is worried about one's status, and also other people are worried about the status. If at all somebody is given more importance than you or equal to you, while you think that they are neither equal to you nor better than you, so for that reason I think this status has not been taken care of. So the status must be taken care of, because that is maybe the matter of ego. For the sake of the people, the status should be taken care of. Number two is social imitation. Whatever sort of traditions are going on in the society, it should be taken care of. Social imitation is important. Imitating other things which are either good or at least not bad. If at all these are the trends and this is the tradition, it is going on, I think that we should be taken care of. Number three is affiliation. With the person we are negotiating, we are trying to persuade and influence. We need to develop certain things. We need to explore certain things, which becomes the commonalities between us, between the two of us. And for that reason, I think the other person will be slightly inclined toward us, and it will be easier for us, to convince them, to motivate them, to persuade them. And then is the value framing. That is important. Give the right sort of name and the right sort of importance, and present the things in right manner. And otherwise, if at all you are not labeling it the right one, the right label, the important label, so this will actually mean that the people are not going to get motivated for what we are trying to persuade them. The next is effort. Obviously, effort is important in everything else, and we have to somehow make the people feel that that effort is there, effort from on the part of us, on the part of them, on the part of everyone else. Then is the reasoning, and we must devise certain arguments. Arguments are very important. Argumentation is very important. Reasoning is very important. That is really important. Inertia mean be unwilling to move at all, and extremely lazy. That is something which is I think that we should present our product in such a manner that the people have to make and less effort, and less struggle. Then is the end goal. We must not forget the end goal, because if at all we have forgotten it, I think it will we will go into the wrong direction. And to put us on the right direction, we must be keeping in mind what sort of is the end goal, what do I want from this person to do. And then the last is execution. Every moment, any moment we feel that the other person is motivated, we should execute it instantly, as soon as possible. Otherwise the person will might change their mind. So our persuasion and our convincing and our influencing will all go into the waste. Thank you.